Let's complete our talk about the trials and tests of Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him. While the whole Lebanon was against him and reluctantly refused towards the preaching of Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, and his believing in Allah Almighty, only a woman named Sarah, peace be upon her, who later became his first wife, and a man named Lut believed in Allah Almighty and followed Abraham, peace be upon him. Lut, peace be upon him, was his nephew and later become prophet. Because his love for his father, before leaving, he tried once again to convert his father towards the Islam, but he denied. Lastly, Abraham, peace be upon him, said to his people and his father that we are free of you and of whatever you worship besides Allah. We have rejected you, and there has arisen between us and you enmity and hatred forever, unless you believe in Allah Almighty and Him alone. There was another test for him after his marriage to Sarah, peace be upon her. After the years of migration, he grew old, and time went, and he had no children born to Sarah, peace be upon her. But Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, submitted to this will of Allah Almighty and never argued with her on this topic of having no children from her. But later they had a son named Isaac, peace be upon him. She granted the permission of marriage to Abraham, peace be upon him, with the Egyptian king, given a servant to Sarah, peace be upon her. After all the incident of what he wanted to do with Sarah, peace be upon her. May Allah forgive us. The king repented upon his wrongdoing and gave a gift of a woman servant for Sarah, peace be upon her, named Hajra, peace be upon her, who became the second wife of Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, and from her, Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, had a first son named Samuel, peace be upon him. There was a test in this story of Hajra, peace be upon her, and Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him's marriage for Sarah, peace be upon her. Let's suppose a woman who believes after Allah Almighty that her husband is everything for her, but he granted permission to him, to his husband, to have an offspring or a child who would carry the message of Allah Almighty after her husband. This decision was greater than her thoughts and her sacrifice that she made for her husband. May Allah bless her. And after years, Later, Allah Almighty rewarded Sarah, peace be upon her, with a child named Isaac in spite of her old age as a gift to calm her heart, and how she passed the test of the second marriage of Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him. In the Babylonian city, the king Nimrod, who were arrogant and disbeliever, a firm disbeliever, who argued with Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him. And when he says to the Prophet that I am God, may Allah forgive us, then Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, said to him that my Lord Allah Almighty raised the sun from the east. If you are God, you have to raise the sun from the west. He had no answer then. He was speechless and decided to throw Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, into the fire. The people prepared for the burning of the Prophet. May Allah forgive us. The fire was as high as no bird can fly over above it. The news spread like a fire in the kingdom, or shall we say in the jungle, because they are barbarians. And people were coming from every place to watch this execution. But Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, didn't turn from his decision to believe in Allah Almighty. And he passed the test, and Allah Almighty said Gabriel, peace be upon him, and he said to Abraham, peace be upon him, O Abraham, is there anything you wish for? Abraham, peace be upon him, said, could have asked to be saved from the fire, to be taken away, but no, he said. Abraham, peace be upon him, didn't said to Gabriel, peace be upon him, to save him from the fire and to be taken away from it. He said to him, I only wish that Allah be pleased with me. He never in his life disbelieved in Allah Almighty. May Allah forgive us. And he had an unshaken and firm belief in Allah Almighty. In real meanings, what we can say, firm or unshaken faith. Then Allah Almighty make the fire for Abraham, peace be upon him, cold, not to harm him with the high level of coldness, but serene for him, and he was protected from the fire because he had a firm belief in Allah Almighty that his Lord can save him. The fire obeyed his Lord Allah Almighty and burned only the chains in the feet of Abraham, peace be upon him, and he was released. Allah Almighty rewarded Abraham, peace be upon him, in many ways. He rewarded him with the bounty of the blessings in his later generations, and for him also. And Allah Almighty also increased the children in his later generations, and the major books and the major prophets and most of a major number of prophets were from his lineage. He was a kind-hearted person. He never proud on himself, but he believed he had just a belief in Allah Almighty that if my Lord is with me, no one can harm me. Whatever he asked from Allah Almighty gave him, because he was very submitted and an obeying believer and prophet and Muslim. History says that he settled later in the Canaan land, which includes modern day Palestine, some parts of Jordan, Lebanon, and southern Syria. Quran did not explicitly mention the name of Canaan, but in the Quran chapter 21 verse number 71, Allah Almighty said that, and we delivered him and Lot to the land which we had blessed for worlds. The history and the circumstances shows that the land was Canaan, because this land was rich with the bountiful blessings of Allah Almighty, and also the uh, a very safe and useful place to live within at that time. Abraham, peace be upon him's message was universal, because in the chapter 3, verse number 67, Allah Almighty said that Abraham was neither a Jew nor a Christian, but he was one in clinging towards the truth, a Muslim, and he was not of the polytheists. Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him's story and message is for every believer in the world who believes in Allah Almighty alone. He was a Muslim, a believer. He was nor a Jew nor a Christian. The in the book, in the major three books, he was described, but the prophet Jesus, prophet Moses, prophet David, and prophet, peace be upon them, were not Jew or nor Christians. They were also Muslims. The people turned away after their passing away, and prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, ascending towards the skies. They turn away from the righteous path, and they made up different types of religions or beliefs of Jews and Christianity, Judaism and Christianity, and all the all these sort of things. But all the prophets are Muslims, and as a Muslim we are ordered by Allah Almighty not to differentiate between the prophets in their positions that Allah Almighty rewarded them upon.